So actually, it's an idea that I've been thinking about for a long time. For several years, students have been asking us, why do we have to come to the classroom when with educational technology we can learn anything from anywhere at any time? Okay, then what is the value of the classroom? I'm Dr. Matthew Ferguson from the Humanities and Languages Division at MUIC, and my project is called The Value of a Classroom: Social Learning While Social Distancing. So actually, it's an idea that I've been thinking about for a long time. For several years, students have been asking us, why do we have to come to the classroom when with educational technology we can learn anything from anywhere at any time? And so I was always asking myself, okay, then what is the value of the classroom? Why do we come to this place? And so when the lockdown happened due to the COVID pandemic, it seemed like a perfect opportunity to test this question and to explore it. So we worked on the project for 1 year, and what came out of it were really three things. Firstly, a set of recommendations for people in educational leadership about what kind of lessons we should be learning from the lockdown and the value of the campus experience. The second was a report and some journal publications about the value of the classroom and student engagement. And the third thing was a series of animated video clips that illustrate in vivid detail the experience of students during the lockdown and their reflections on the value of the classroom. Well, actually, this project asks very old questions but tries to answer them in new ways. When we think about the classroom, we often take it for granted about what its value is. And so, especially now, within the context of the digital world that we live in, we have to reimagine and revisit some of these questions about why we come here. So through these stories and through the animations, we're able to really illustrate how important the classroom experience is, even in 2022, when we spend so much time in virtual spaces. Then after I was able to construct the narratives that came out of the student data, I then enlisted the help of senior students from the Communication Design program at MUIC to help me make and produce the animations. Actually, this project is quite close to my heart as well as my personal and professional interests. All of my academic background is in education, and I personally value greatly the experience of the classroom space. I consider it quite a sacred space, a space where people come to meet, go through the rituals of teaching and learning together, and I give all of my energy to that experience. And so I believe that there's extraordinary value to the classroom, and when that value is sort of under question or threat from outside influences like digital technology. And so when that experience is sort of under challenge from other forces like digital technology and online learning and so on, I think the burden is on us as educators who value that space to support it and to promote it. And so this was part of the inspiration for a project like this. So the learnings of this research relate quite directly to what we do in the classroom. Certainly for myself, who thinks a lot about presence in the room, meaning to be present, to be here, and to share knowledge directly between one another. That's how we bring context and situation to knowledge, an experience that isn't really well simulated in online platforms. And so this is part of the learnings, and moreover affirms some of the assumptions that I've always had as a teacher. Well, when I think about education, I think about it as a uniquely human experience. What we do here is a human experience of exchanging knowledge together. When we think about this current generation of students, we often describe them as digital natives, as people who spend so much of their time in online platforms and on social media and engaging with technology. And that's true. However, we cannot underestimate their desire, the real desire for people to be together physically and sharing experiences together. And I think this is an element that we really have to remember and hopefully not learn some of the wrong lessons that came out of the lockdown. That we do have to understand the experience, the very important formative experience for young people to share knowledge and learn and grow together. So when I reflect on my research, there's a kind of common theme that goes through much of my work, and that is the element of place, that the importance of place and presence. It could be the way that we interact with a space, like the classroom, and the way that human beings, people, teachers, students, behave and change when they enter into that space. But it can also be within culture and how people respond when they meet something that they don't understand. So I'm constantly fascinated by how place changes the way that we behave and understand the world around us. In particular, when I think about international education within, say, a Thai context, how do we understand what we're doing when we're doing it here, as opposed to, say, another place? And so the idea of place and finding our identity and the importance of how we understand things here and now is something that I'll continue to be thinking about going forward.